People who have come in contact with the oil and the dispersants are complaining of nausea, headaches, burning eyes. Talk to me a little bit about your experience when you were touring these Gulf communities.
Well, that's exactly what we felt. I went out on a boat yesterday into the Gulf, and all of us were wearing respirators, and we had burning eyes and sore throats and a sense of nausea. As far as you could see, all around us, the ocean looked like we were at a gas dock. The slick of oil everywhere with that kind of rainbow color.
I know you talked to a lot of people who are out working in this stuff too. Were they being encouraged to wear rubber gloves, to wear respirators like you did, and other kinds of protective gear that might help them?
No, quite the opposite. We talked to workers who had been told by BP that they didn't need respirators. Apparently, they're concerned about poor media images of people wearing respirators and rubber gloves and starting, quote, hysteria.
We're not just talking about oil, as I said before. We're talking about these dispersants they're using as well. And we don't even really know what's in this dispersant. BP is keeping a lot of information proprietary. What have you heard from healthcare workers about that in particular? And how do they go about treating people? Because there have been a lot of complaints of illnesses, people getting or feeling really sick who have been working out there. How are they trying to address this?
Well, this is an enormous problem because people are getting sick, and the patients, the healthcare providers cannot properly diagnose what the problems are because BP will not give them the names of the chemicals that are in the dispersants. However, we know that they're the same types of illnesses that people reported in Alaska. Now, the average lifespan of a person who did cleanup on the Exxon Valdez is 51 years old. Almost all those people who did work on the Exxon Valdez are now dead. And BP still, here once again, is big oil not giving the information to the doctors and the healthcare officials. A county nurse was not given permission to go onto the BP property. When she finally did that, the people who work at BP who were coming to see her were only allowed to get Band-Aids and aspirin from her, and they were told that they only could go to the BP doctors if they wanted to get treated.
President Obama touched on the health issues in particular in the Gulf today, and I want to play this. Listen.
So far, we have seen that on shore, we are not seeing huge elevations in toxins in the air or in the water. But that may not be the case out where people are actually doing the work. And we've got to make sure that we are providing all the protections that are necessary.
Do you think the administration is doing enough to help people get through this?
Well, I think the administration, frankly, has been incredible in responding to this crisis. But this is BP's crisis. And BP has had a lot of control of the decision making, particularly in those first few weeks. And they made the decision to use all those dispersants without the consent of the people who are really going to be impacted. Now, what President Obama said, of course, is that we haven't seen this kind of health care problems, a lot of those healthcare problems on shore. Well, the oil has not made it to shore. As I said, we were 8 miles out yesterday. So that oil, as it comes into shore, I think you're going to be seeing more of those issues. On the other hand, there's a whole other set of issues that we are seeing a spike in, and that's mental health problems. We were told in all 3 states again and again and again that people are facing depression, and of course that leads to, as you know, to domestic violence, to divorce, to a spike in crime, and to suicide. And we've already heard many reports of concerns about those types of implications.
Kerry Kennedy, it's so good to talk to you. We hope you'll come back to it as you learn more. I know you're spending a lot of time on this. Really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.